I could get a million things that I need to done in a day, but if I don't feel at peace and good and healthy in my body, then it doesn't matter. There is a lot that I'm trying to escape. Sorry, we're getting real here, but like there are a lot of patterns that I wish not to repeat. There's a lot of generational trauma that I'm trying to break. There's a lot of goals that I have because of where I've come from, and I want to watch those become a reality. But in order to do that, I think I'm starting to realize that it really requires being in a restful state. I'm a young person trying to find financial stability in this world and just stability in general, like the people I surround myself with, where I'm gonna live, like all of these things that I want to just be able to figure out all at once and get settled, but I can't. A lot of people, they get intimidated by the idea of meditation because it seems like it has to be this thing where you're sitting there and you're so peaceful, and that's just not the case. Let yourself take a breath and let those thoughts do what they need to do. Watch them as they move on by and just allow yourself to be for a few minutes. Hey there. Recently, I have been really stressed out. I have been on the go. I'm busy because yes, I have a lot of things to do and a lot of stuff on my calendar, but also because my time management is poor. Okay? I'm saying it. I'm admitting it. I'm admitting it now here, everybody. Yes, I have bad time management right now. Is that a fact that I'll have it forever? No, absolutely not. What I wanted to chat with you guys about today is something that I'm still kind of processing myself. I just am feeling a bit lost in this area of my life, and I wanted to chat about it with you guys to see if some of you can relate. Maybe you're feeling the same levels of stress that I have been feeling recently. Hi. Me and Maisie are actually taking this day to relax for a little bit and hang out here in bed. Oh. I wanted you guys to hang out with us and be cozy with us. I've really wanted to look through all my vintage children's books that I have loved for many, many years. And my mom also, she had these when she was a kid and she passed them down to me. And they're all books that I remember so fondly from my childhood. And I haven't really gone back and looked at the pages and read them again. So I thought I could do that with you guys too. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good. I put new sheets on my bed, actually, for this. So we're in a clean, cozy bed. Nothing feels better. Don't you agree that there's no better feeling than, especially if you have a laundry detergent, you like, ooh, there's a lot of things that I could say about the laundry detergents that I use. If that's something that you want to hear about, let me know, because I am all about the scents, and the scent of this laundry detergent is really, really good. But that could be a whole other conversation, right? So anyway, get cozy. And speaking of vintage cat things, this pillow is actually it's way older than me. I was gonna say like triple my age. I think that could be right, because I think that this might have been my mom's when she was a little girl, but it might have been made way before that. It was made by one of my great aunts. And look, the cat is awake on this side and it's sleeping on this side. So you guys are just getting a little sneak peek into all of my old cat trinkets. They're all around here, but these are the ones I'm sharing with you today. Maybe we'll put her like here. Yeah. Ooh, I'm feeling a little sniffly today. You know, I am allergic to dust, but you can't really avoid dust when you're cleaning. Like, you can put a mask on, I guess. That does help, but I was just like getting stuff from under my bed today because I store a lot of my quilts and sheets under my bed, and oh my god, it's just a storm of dust. It makes me feel so sniffly, so itchy. It makes my mouth not taste weird, but like feel weird. I don't know if that's kind of crazy. If some of you relate, then I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, I just have not been taking very good care of myself, to be honest with you. I've been rushing around all the time. I've been just not allotting any time for relaxation. I just do what I have to during the day, but I'm not even able to do what I need to do that well because I'm not taking care of myself enough. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like I'm not relaxing and letting my body rest up and become rejuvenated. I'm just going and expecting everything to be fine and for me to function as normal when I'm not letting myself relax. I kind of spread myself a little bit too thin and I don't accomplish as much as I would like to because I am so spread thin. I know that. Oh, see, these books are falling apart, guys. I need to figure out how to preserve all of these books to the best of my ability because I want to preserve them for my own child one day, but they're falling apart at the seams. Oh my god, this is so cute. Oh my god, I forgot how cute this is. Wow, you guys are gonna love this. We're starting with Big Little Kitty. Maisie's a big little kitty. She's massive. She just turned 2 the other day. But she's still a little kitty, but she's so big. So, Big Little Kitty. Yeah, so my time management has just been so poor for a while. And I think it's something that honestly I've complained about on my YouTube channel in multiple videos, but being productive doesn't just look like doing a bunch of administrative tasks, getting things done, doing what you have to do day to day, go, schedule packed. It doesn't look like that. It looks like, yeah, sure, getting whatever you need to done. It's productive to take care of yourself so that you can do those things. You can't do those things if you're not giving yourself an equal amount of rest and rejuvenation. It's just not gonna work. If you're not getting sleep at night, how are you gonna function during the day? And I'm talking to myself right now, guys. Like, I've not been sleeping properly. Oh, look, she just got a little kitten in her stocking. I've been sleeping probably like 6 to 7 hours, which I know isn't that bad, but like we're supposed to be getting 8 hours at least. And I've heard something somewhere that women are supposed to get like 10 plus hours because of our hormones and what they need to regenerate. So that's a whole other thing that just stresses me out, because if I can't even get 8 hours of sleep, when am I gonna get 10 hours of sleep? Anyway, it's just crazy like how it comes down to our own decisions at the end of the day. I could be getting 10 hours of sleep if I structured my day accordingly, but that takes discipline. And that's why I'm always out here like talking about discipline and forming habits and doing the uncomfortable work, because that's what's necessary in order to feel good at the end of the day. It's kind of all twisted, right? Because it's like discomfort shouldn't always equal happiness, but like sometimes it does take a level of pulling that self-discipline out to stick to a timely structure throughout the day to make sure that you're getting to bed at a good time. And it's just something that I have not been prioritizing. Her name was Muffin. Look at that. I've noticed like the more that I continue to put off certain levels of rest and care, the more stressed out and anxious I feel. And it sounds like that would just make sense, right? But for some reason in my head, I think, no, I can just skip that yoga session. No, I don't actually have to sleep 8 hours. Like in my head, I'm trying to make all these shortcuts to accomplish something that is just not being accomplished because I don't feel good. I don't know if any of you find yourself in that cycle where you just are trying to accomplish something so badly, but it feels like maybe you're just going in a perpetual loop of not getting what you want and feeling stuck. And it could be because there's something missing there. And in my case, what I'm missing is just decent time prioritization so that I feel as though I have enough time to rest and relax. Oh my God, the kitty runs away. Look at this. The book is missing pages, you guys. It's missing pages because this sentence doesn't make sense here. But look how cute this is. The cat is looking in the mirror, and then now she's pretending to cry when Karen K, who's this girl here, I guess, she's pretending to cry when Karen K puts on her coat. And then one morning she ran away all by herself. Wow. It was time to see the world. Anyway, What are we talking about here? Yeah, so I just don't feel rested. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm using a lot of words, but what I'm trying to say is that I just don't feel calm and rested. Therefore, I don't really feel strong in my actions because I'm running off this sort of anxious, stressed out loop that I'm going on, and it's not productive. And it's funny because I'm trying so hard to be productive, but it's exhausting. It is really exhausting when you don't take the time to have fun or to play or to rest. It's hard to want something so bad and know that it's not going to happen unless you do it. Like what we were talking about earlier, in order to get good sleep, you have to be the one who changes your schedule and prioritizes relaxing at a certain time in the evening. It's all really just about the decisions we make. And I think that's the thing that makes me feel sort of shameful whenever I catch myself in a moment where I'm running really late. That's the thing with this time management. When I was little, my parents used to always be late to pick me up from everything, whether that was like a friend's birthday party or school or whatever. They were always running behind and they would never leave when they said they were going to leave. And these things that I picked up on as a kid that used to bother me so much. And my parents make jokes about how as a kid I was so particular about everything, even time. Like I was always on it because I felt like I had to be because nobody else was. It really bothered me. And so I always said, okay, I'm not going to be like that when I grow up. I am going to be the opposite of that. I'm going to be so timely. That's never going to happen. And here we are at 22 years old, and I am doing exactly the thing that I saw others do that I used to get annoyed by. It's just really getting to me, you guys. This is not me. Words only mean so much. Actions is where we actually see what people are all about. So me saying, guys, I'm not really like this. Okay, what does that mean? I think that's why there's this like huge conflict within me right now, because I'm at this period of my life where I feel so scattered and stressed out and like I have a lack of time, and it feels like there's this other part of me that is very, very timely and very structured and has it all figured out, and the two are just fighting each other, and this scattered part is just taking the center stage more than I would like. It's kind of taking over my life, and it's affecting my relationships. If I'm not showing up on time to my plans with other people, then that affects more than just me, and that's such a nightmare. I don't want anybody waiting for me. I don't want to be making a mess. I don't want to feel scattered. And so this is just really something that I am wanting to move on from in my life. And oh my gosh, see guys, I remember this book. I remember that she goes and she ventures out. Oh yeah, so she was looking at the hill and then she sees a train and then she gets on the train and now she is going somewhere on the train. Where is she going? Oh, so sad. She's waiting for her kitten to come home. Just feeling really scattered and feeling shameful about it, because I just don't really feel like that's who I am to my core. I think I'm afraid of my full potential, because when I imagine Inayah getting 10 hours of sleep, okay, maybe 10 hours is a little extreme. Let's go back to 8, right? When I picture myself getting like 8 hours of sleep, waking up in the morning, having a nice morning routine where I'm implementing all the things that make me feel very calm. If I was prioritizing that morning routine, that rest, and then went about my day accordingly, I don't even know what type of success that would bring to me. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know if I'm really making sense, but it's kind of like I'm afraid. It sounds really weird because like why wouldn't you want to be the best version of yourself? But it feels like there's a lot of intentional, caring, restful things that I could be doing that I'm just choosing not to. And I'm choosing to feel scattered and oh, I'm running late and I don't have time for that. Like it feels like it's a distraction, which at the end of the day, when I think of like my fullest potential or where I want to be in life or whatever, I just want to be happy. I just want to be healthy, happy, fulfilled. And right now I'm living a life that, of course, like I do feel fulfilled in pockets of time, but I think that I could be experiencing a lot more fulfillment if I was a bit more intentional with my rest. We're not really taught to slow down and relax. Now we're on to the Oh no! Guys, these books are falling apart at the seams. How do I fix this? I need to take this to a professional. Oh no. Okay, well, This is the kitten twins. Oh. I guess it's up to me to hold it as though it was still in place. There were 2 little kittens with eyes of blue. One was named Twinkle and one was named Boo. I hope you guys are enjoying this with me. I have some family in the UK, so I go visit them sometimes, and I spend some time in London. I've heard these things about European life and kind of recognized it in London as well. There's a different quality of life. It's a different lifestyle. I think people really, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, people work to live, right? Like, you do your responsibilities, you have an agenda, a work life that you tend to in order to live your life, in order to rest, in order to travel, in order to spend time with friends, family, make meals, eat, enjoy the pleasures of life. That is what seems to be more prevalent in other parts of the world, right? But here in the United States, we are all about the hustle grind, and I know other countries are as well. From the day we are put into school, it is make sure that you get good grades, even in the things that you're not interested in, so then maybe you can find something once you're a little bit older that you're interested in, then you'll go to college, you'll get your degree, and then you do this, and you work a job, and then you work your whole entire life, and then maybe you retire when you're older. Like, it's exhausting to even think about it. It is. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe I'm talking to the wrong people here, but at least for me, that idea of that hustle grind culture is so, it is so exhausting. And for so much of my life, I felt like a little lazy bones. And I've put myself down about it, and I felt a lot of shame, but I don't think I'm lazy. Of course, I think we should all have direction and focus and things to live for and, find our purpose and what makes us feel good and what we want to contribute to. Of course, I don't think we should all just be laying around all day like this little one. But, she's happy. And I think that I would be a lot happier too if I let myself do this sometimes. It's all about balance, and I'm in the process of finding that balance because I want to feel accomplished and I want to feel like I'm getting things done, but I also want to have enough strength and stamina to do that. And in order to do that, I need to remember that life is also about resting, even just stopping and listening to the birds. Meditation doesn't have to look like sitting down on the floor. It's about little moments like that, just paying attention to the sounds, the smells, the things you see around you, just like taking a second to feel grounded and peaceful and present. I prioritized that a lot more when I was younger. Now that I've gotten older, I think it's something that we easily all fall into. It's just this pressure of, okay, I need to get on with my life. I need to be productive. I need to grind. I need to do this, or I need to get a my job and I need to get a better job. I have to go work. I have to work my second job. I have to figure out how I'm going to do this. Do I even have time to prioritize my passions? Like, it's just so much all at once. Okay, look at this tabby boot. Do you see that? With the zipper? She clapped with her hands and told them to scoot, so they ran in the closet and hid in a boot. Grandma told them that. Yeah, I'm really sad this is falling apart, guys. This is really disappointing, actually. But here's the thing. This is why I say it's all about balance, is because I think I've associated like getting rest and, staying in bed. I've associated that with laziness, and I've associated that with me not getting things done, which I don't think that should be the case. I think there should be a balance there. It should be, I do get really good rest so that I can get things done. This urgency that I feel inside. I think deep down, I'm very aware of the things that I don't want, or the things that I'm not doing, that it is sending me on some sort of crazy mission where I'm just full of so much urgency. And I just feel like saying to myself, calm down, sit down. But there's a part of me that resists it and says, no, actually, the later you stay up and the earlier you wake up and the more you push yourself, the more fulfilled you will be, but that's just not the case. And it's been proven to me that it's not true. It has been proven to me that I could get a million things that I need to done in a day, but if I don't feel at peace and good and healthy in my body, then it doesn't matter. Oh, look, they're taking a bath. They sneezed and they wheezed, these two baby cats, as they crept from the sink like little drowned rats. Look at them getting out of the bath. Okay, well, so now that we've established that, I don't know if some of you guys can relate to that, just like going and just sort of stressing yourself out all day. And I don't want you guys thinking that I'm some productive wizard running around and, checking everything off my planner. And I know I wish I was like that. That's the goal, but I'm attempting to be like that. But I'm doing it through this level of urgency and not really being intentional with my time and sticking to that and resting when I need to rest, and it's kind of a mess. So yeah, I really think that it all comes from this idea of, oh, I don't have enough time, or I'm rushing, I don't know, it's something that I feel like is coming from this sort of urgent lack mentality that's going on in my head, and it's something that I'm really working towards changing. There's so many little projects and there's so many areas of life that I want to grow in and things that I want to build. And obviously, I'm a young person trying to find financial stability in this world and just stability in general, the people I surround myself with, where I'm gonna live, all of these things that I want to just be able to figure out all at once and get settled, but I can't, I can't do it all at once. I have to focus on one thing at a time. And talking about all of this with you guys is making me remember that it's important to focus on one thing at a time. And I have a tendency to spread myself thin by trying to accomplish a bunch of little things all at once, and then nothing gets done. There is a lot that I'm trying to escape. Sorry, we're getting real here, but there are a lot of patterns that I wish not to repeat that I've been shown in my life and my upbringing. There's a lot of generational trauma that I'm trying to break. There's a lot of goals that I have because of where I've come from, and I want to watch those become a reality. I want to put the work into all the things that I care about and all the ideas and visions I have. But in order to do that, I think I'm starting to realize that it really requires being in a restful state. If I have this multitude of things that I want, it's okay, that's okay, right? Dream big. We should have aspirations and goals. That's great. But how are we going to take care of our body and mind so that we can move towards those things? I want to chat with you guys about what makes me feel restful now that we're on this topic, and kind of what my game plan for See, what am I talking about? Game plan for relaxation? This is what I'm saying, is I think I've tipped a little bit too far on the trying to be productive, motivation side of things. I think I need to tap back into that more feminine energy of resting. But some of the things that I like to do to feel rested and good. About 4 years ago, right before the pandemic, and then definitely into the pandemic, I had just turned 18 that year, and I had started getting into more mindful practices. I had started trying to do a little bit of yoga here and there, and then once the pandemic hit, I went full force. I was an 18-year-old stuck in my house for months, and I had nothing to do, so I was doing meditations under the stars in my backyard, and I was learning about breath work, and I was starting to do yoga, and I was journaling every day, and it was a dark time in my life. It all kind of happened because I was feeling really sad. I realized that I wasn't able to rely on myself, that I didn't feel at home within my own body and mind and life, and that's what kind of piqued my interest into being more mindful and meditation and yoga, because I wanted to find something that would bring me peace and relaxation when I felt so scared and anxious being alone. And ever since then, man, that time in my life completely transformed me, because I saw how much just small little practices really make a world of a difference. I think it's different for everybody. Some people find those more meditative moments when they're gardening, or maybe when they're playing their favorite video game or whatever. I think we all have things that bring us comfort and rest, but I know for myself, like when I am getting on my yoga mat and I am stretching and I am breathing, that is when my body finally starts to calm down. And recently, in this scattered period of my life, I hadn't been prioritizing that at all. And my body was hurting because I carry a lot of my stress in my shoulders and in my body, and I tend to tense up, and I just was taking no time to loosen my muscles or to breathe. Just taking 5 minutes sometimes to just sit down and let your brain do nothing. I think a lot of people, they get intimidated by the idea of meditation because it seems like it has to be this thing where you're sitting there and you're so peaceful. And that's just not the case. Really, the intention of it is to, yes, clear your mind. But in order to clear your mind, you gotta let your thoughts move around. Like when you're sitting down meditating, it is 100% normal for there to be so many thoughts running through, kind of like a dirty sink. Like if you think about it, whenever you turn an old dirty sink on, so much nasty, gross, dirty water and mud is going to come through the faucet before it runs clear. And I think that's the same with our consciousness and our mind. We can't just sit down and expect to go into this like Zen state where we're quantum leaping. Like we can't, that's not gonna happen. Let yourself take a breath and let those thoughts do what they need to do. Watch them as they move on by and just allow yourself to be for a few minutes. Playing is just so important. Work hard to play hard, right? Having rewards and having pleasure and fun to look forward to, finding that balance is so important. What is fun to you? Like what makes you happy? I know that for me, I love hanging out with my friends. I like going swimming, letting myself have fun without feeling guilty about it. The reason that I've felt guilty about having fun recently is because the balance is not there. I've associated having fun with me not getting stuff done because I haven't shown myself that I can balance the two. I feel like I might sound a little bit crazy to some of you, like why I care so much about productivity. This false sense of like productivity and moving forward that I've adopted, I think honestly comes from the hustle culture, yes, that we were talking about, that is really prevalent in the country that I live in, but also the community that I was doing work for previously. I spent a decent period of time around some different entrepreneurs, but I noticed the same quality within all of them, and it was that productivity thing. It was that intense self-discipline, being productive, which, yes, I think is a key to success. And I'm grateful that I have learned that at a young age, but also it can be very toxic very easily. We're back, everybody. Also, it's getting really hot in here, so I'm no longer under the covers, and my camera died. So we're going to use this one. What I was saying, so like what I've realized, a lot of entrepreneurship is founded on having that self-discipline and having routine. And those things are so vital to entrepreneurs because they are the ones making their own business or bringing an idea that they have to reality. Nobody else is going to do that for them. If they want to be their own boss, then they have to employ themselves with a structure that they build, or whatever actions necessary to move towards their business goals for themselves. They have to make that themselves. They have to make the decisions themselves. So I worked under somebody like that, and it kind of made me adopt this mentality. If I want to bring my ideas to life, then I have to have self-discipline. I have to have a routine. I think there's a voice in my head that comes from that field that I worked in that is telling me that it's very shameful to just go travel or to go have fun. Like, there's this voice in my head that is shaming me for all of it. That is like, if you really want X, Y, and Z, then you should be spending every single moment building that and focusing on your goals and your dreams and your career and go, go, go. And it shames me, that voice, for doing anything but that. And that's a little scary, right? Because I don't think any of us should be in this fear-based mindset of trying to build what we want. If anything, entrepreneurship and making our dreams come true should be something that we look forward to every day. Is it something that's easy? Is it easy to bring our own ideas and goals into reality? And is it easy to accomplish what we want all the time? No, but I think if it's something that we're genuinely passionate about, then it should be inspiring and life-giving. And right now, like, for all those personal projects that I said that I have, it doesn't feel very fulfilling and life-giving because I'm stressing myself out by spreading myself too thin and making myself feel so scattered, which in turn is inhibiting me from making those things happen. It's a cycle. And I'm glad that I'm catching the cycle and that I'm actually verbalizing it and talking about it with you guys. Doing too much and burning yourself out and then feeling like you're not doing enough and making yourself feel guilty about it. It's no good. Yes, self-discipline and all that stuff is so great, but there needs to be balance. There needs to be balance of discipline and letting yourself relax. And I just think that I've overdone it a little bit. Okay, right now we're on Mimi the merry-go-round cat. Mimi was a kitten, a soft gray kitten, a green-eyed kitten. And she slept nowhere special. You know, I could write books like this. Maybe this should be a new... See, there I go again, adding another project to my list. But I'm like, I would love to write children's books about cats. Oh, she goes to a fire station. She meets other cats. Another thing is masculine and feminine energy. I think a lot of the time, heavy, intense actions and getting things done and all that type of stuff comes from our more masculine side. I'm not talking about any gendered stuff, okay? I'm talking about how we all have a balance of masculine and feminine energy within us, and that's a whole other conversation. There's this masculine component that drives us towards the things that we want and helps us get things done and move forward, and that masculine part is so important. But we also have our feminine side, which is relaxation, creativity, feeling centered and abundant. I have felt an imbalance for a long time. There was a period of my life where I felt pretty depleted and was heavily weighing on my feminine side, that I felt like overwhelmed, that I didn't have like a sense of urgency or structure, that I then started really tapping into the masculine side and building that structure for myself and my life and piling on all these projects, and that took me to a different extreme. So I think I tend to be a bit of an extreme person, and I'm looking for that beautiful middle ground that I can tap into the feminine when I want to rest. Maisie is really in her feminine right now. Oh, she just snored. I don't know if you could hear that, but she just snorted. Yeah, so like tapping into the feminine when I need to, but then of course tapping into the masculine when I need to. Being so in the masculine and having this sense of urgency, it's kind of sad. I know the underlying reason why it's there. I think it's there because I have this belief in my head that I can't really depend on anybody. Like, I can't just set my worries down or relax or take a second because I'm worried, like, okay, well, who's gonna do it for me? I feel like there are certain levels of support in my life that I've learned to give myself and that I need to continue giving myself in order to survive. And that's a mentality that is really deeply ingrained into me. That's not really a great place to come from. It's a really, really exhausting mentality that will just burn you out instantly. It's definitely something that I am aware of, and I see how stressed out it's making me, and I see how anxious it's making me, and I'm done with that. I am done with that, and I think my goal is to continue to learn how to utilize that productive, disciplined, masculine, action-oriented side of myself while also really embracing the relaxed, peaceful, grounded feminine side too. Nobody talks about how hard it is to really find balance in this life, because the second I think that I've mastered one thing, I haven't. Finding that fulfillment comes from being able to balance the two, knowing when you need to rest and knowing when you need to put the work in. Yeah. I like this one. This one is not really one of my favorites. I remember this one. I thought it was very cute, but I definitely like some of these other ones more. Oh, mother dear, we greatly fear our mittens have soiled. Yep, see? And then look at mother dear looking at her soiled kitten mittens. Oh, I loved this one, Kitty's Summer Holiday. That one kind of looks like Maisie. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I'm sure a lot of you do the same thing. And maybe you do it for different reasons than I do, but I know that all the things that I put pressure on myself for will not be done or will not be accomplished if I don't give myself the rest necessary. And also, like, what is life if we can't enjoy it, right? If we can't listen to the birds, if we can't have a few minutes to let ourselves feel peaceful and happy, and for our mind to cleanse itself as we sleep, and to just have moments in the day where we slow down a bit. What is life if we can't enjoy it? I think at this age, too, we're putting so much pressure on ourselves all the time to make a name for ourselves or to be seen in some way and to establish something, but it's all going to come in due time. That's what I'm telling myself. That's what I'm telling you, is it's great to have the vision, to have the goal, to have the intention, but it's important to put some care and rest into ourselves so that we can continue to move towards those things. Life is all about finding the balance, and I believe that we can all do it. I just hope that this reminded some of you to let yourself relax, let yourself do that thing that you love to do, plan a day with your friends, let yourself relax a little bit. So important that we enjoy the journey towards the things that we want. The hustle, the grind can't exist if you have nothing to grind with. Like, if you have nothing, if you have no stamina and energy. I've already accomplished certain things that I wanted to get done in a state of exhaustion and feeling kind of depleted. Imagine how much more can happen and how much more can be enjoyed and accomplished and experienced if we are coming from a place of actually feeling well rested and taken care of. I have kind of felt a bit isolated in this period of life where we're, becoming adults, we're young adults figuring out what we want to do and which direction we want to move in the world, and having to do it ourselves. It is a lot, and that's why it's important that we prioritize relaxation, and it's something that I'm looking forward to cutting out a little bit more time for things that make me feel relaxed and peaceful and happy. I feel like I did that here today with you guys, and obviously Maisie has as well. Thank you guys for relaxing with me and being cozy, and we're on this journey together. Hope that you were able to feel a little calmer and set some of your worries down while you were watching this. I know that I definitely did. Just remember that we're doing this together, and I'm really proud of you wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.